Morning, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. Yeah, life, work and all that. Thought we'd restart. It's a week after, I don't know, 1 week, 2 weeks, time flies. A week after Great British Escapade, so getting back on it. 2 weeks until solstice sprint, so thought we'd come on a little sweet spot adventure. So yeah, thought I'd check in between intervals, just sort of say how Great British Escapade went. Not as I was hoping, but almost in a good way really. The week before, week before I ended up back in hospital, which is kind of what happens if you don't have a spleen. Got a fever, at one point was over 40 degrees. So yeah, A&E at 2:30 in the morning, was there for 12 hours. Put on a drip, and then some antibiotics, and sent home. But yeah, so I had that literally the week before. So I went into it just to see how it goes. I've never ridden that far off-road before. I'd never ridden in the dark off-road before. And I've never ridden in sand. Well, a tiny little bit, but not the sand that I then encountered, which resulted in a half-hour walk. But yeah, so that's how I went into it. And then the UK, which has the most random weather in the world, episode, well, might be a bit of an exaggeration. Decided to have a heat wave. So by the time we started at about 5 o'clock, I don't know how hot it was, but I was sweating before it even started. So yeah, wasn't the most pleasant of experiences, starting and sweating from places you didn't know could sweat, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, I don't know, it's about 32 degrees or something ridiculous when we started. So I was off in the first group, and I think everyone pushed it a bit hard to begin with, to be fair. A few groups went off, I let them go. And then yeah, just sat on my own for a bit, all the way through to Rochester, which was very nice. I was doing alright then. Quick stop for water, and then into the night. It got dark when I just got to Rochester, so it's about 80k in, I think. So yeah, quick refuel, and then from there onwards. So yeah, Rochester, quick refuel. What did I do? Fill my bladder, or my hydration bladder, empty my bladder. Petrol station was really cool. It actually sold tiny little cans of Coke and Fanta and stuff, so grabbed a few of them. Got back on the road nice and quickly, and then yeah, into the night, up into the North Downs. Let's wait for him on his bike. Car comes first. I'm sure. But yeah, so yeah, into the night. Had a few people who sort of rode quite along, rode with quite a bit, rode alongside. We kept sort of jumping each other basically. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, into the night. It's quite nice following, especially the first couple of descents through the off-road. I think the Dutch guy in front of me, so it's quite nice just to see him descend and follow his line. But then, yeah, as the night went on, I got a bit more confident as it went on. There's a few bits where it wasn't worth riding up and smashing yourself in that heat, especially at night. It was it never really cooled down. It was really humid, really hot, and in some areas like no air at all, so just take it nice and easy. It got to about 1:30, I think it's about 1:30, and I was planning on riding all the way through, but I think after what my body had been through, it decided to change gear while filming, which is impossible. When it got to 1:30, I was like, no, I'm done. Found a nice little spot behind a tree, got my big bag out, didn't really need it, it was more just in case something to lay on. And I must have half an hour's worth of sleep. Yeah, quick cat nap. I think it's in Grafton Park or Reigate Hill Park or something like that. I was about 17 at that point, which was fine. Taking along, it was my first ride on. But yeah, that was for half an hour. That turned into nearly 4 hours. Clearly I needed it. And at that point, I sort of decided when I woke up that I thought about just riding to Reigate and get the train back. I just thought my body hasn't fully recovered from being ill, which is understandable really. My antibiotics had only finished 3 days before, so I'm still in recovery really. But yeah, I was thought about riding to Reigate, then I realised it was Friday, and the train at that time of the morning into London to then get back out of London would have been rush hour, which with a bike would be absolute carnage. So weighed it up, I was like, it's not far to checkpoint 1 where I can get some breakfast. So yeah, rode to checkpoint 1, walked up the sand, which I've no idea why there's about 5 million tonnes of sand in Surrey. But someone would mind going and removing it and replacing it with gravel or tarmac, that'd be great. Or just at least remove some of the sand so you could actually ride through it on a gravel bike, would be great. Yeah, up Box Hill the wrong way, which is a weird experience. If you've ever done it on, I don't know, Ride London or anything like that. Riding up, usually up zigzags, so coming down the zigzags was bizarre, but also quite fun. Overtook a few cars because they were just cruising. And then yeah, the longest 20k ever, which is what it seemed like the longest 20k ever to checkpoint 1. Got CP1, and yeah, I'll check in again in a minute. Wasn't exactly perfect, but then the terrain's not exactly flat, and I decided to go and actually ride a section of GBE, so I've actually got some footage of some of the trails. But since the heat wave, which was one weekend, it's absolutely chucked it down since, so they're quite wet, well, but they're not as hard as they were, but they're not like super boggy or anything. It's actually quite nice, as you'll see. So yeah, another 40 minutes of just cruising. I'm actually on the way down to 5. club at the end of their ride, have a quick coffee, and then we're back. So yeah, see how the next two go. Yes, that's interval number 2 done. Out of the wind. It's pretty windy along the marsh, but you know, it is what it is. And now, it looked like it was going to rain, but I think we're okay. So 40 minutes nice and chill, and then another 20 minutes. I might do one more, because the first one was a bit rubbish. But yeah, good stop at the club. Got coffee, cake, good catch up with everyone. Next weekend we're doing a big charity ride on the Sunday, our chairman's ride. So everyone's going to come out club kit, so make sure to get some of that on tape. Try it again before I, for some apparent reason, there's this tiny village, tiny lane, never any cars. Today, all of the cars. Yeah, GB ramblings. The kit I had, I think, was spot on for a gravel bike. Maybe a bit more bouncy would have been fine. But I ran the new Hutchinson Tuareg race on the front, 45mm. Apparently my frame only takes 43. I could have got 50 in the front, and I was going to run it on the back as well, but bearing in mind the race started on Thursday, I ordered a tyre on Saturday for the rear, 45mm again, next day delivery, and it turned up the day after the race started. So thanks Merlin Cycles for your quality next day delivery. But you didn't work. So, it's what it is. So it looks like there's some sort of open garden event going on. Hence, that makes sense. So, that's why there's all the cars. Although, what do you think? Make it eco-friendly, right? Everyone to walk here? I don't know. Put a bus on? I don't know. Round the way. Yeah, Tuareg races from Hutchinson, super fast. I've run them on the road as well, not today, and they're not as fast as the Caracol race, but they are still good. Yeah, they're still good. Let's flip that. So, yeah, I'm back on the Caracol race today, so we're getting ready for a Solstice Super Sprint in 2 weeks. So, back on the semi-slicks. I was thinking about going back onto the GP5000 STRs, but one, I can't be arsed to change the tyres again, and two, the roads are so bad that actually 40mm is proper comfy, and these Caracol races are almost as fast as a GP5000, so I'm not going to worry about 2 blocks, to be honest. Yeah, 2 weeks until Solstice Sprint, Super Sprint, sorry. So, looking good. Now, yeah, one final thing I want to do. I think I might do some more of this new gravel suit, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, until then, bye.